Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for those of you who are here and anybody who's watching on YouTube. I'm Marshall Langfeld. The rabbi is away this week, and I'm a congregant here. I'm going to lead us in Kabbalat Shabbat. And here is our 10th person for a minyan, which is good. And we're going to get started in our Siddur on page 5. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai Baruch Hu Shemo Basru Miyom Liyom Yeshuato, Sapru Vagoyim Kevoda B'chol Ha'amim Nifleotav, Ki Gadol Adonai Umhu Meod. No Rahu Al Kol Elohim Yailai Ki Kol Elohe Amim Elilim Va'adonai Shamayim Masa Hod V'Hadar Lefanav V'Tiferet B'Mikdasho Havu Ladonai Mishpechot Amim Havu Ladonai Kavod Va'oz Havu Ladonai Kevod Shemo Seu Mincha Uvo Ulechatzrotav Yainai Hishtachavu Ladonai Behadrat Kodesh Chilu Mipanav Kol Haaretz Imru Vagoyim Adonai Malach Afti Kon Tevel Baal Timot Yadin Amim B'Mesharim Yismechu Hashemayim V'Tagel Haaretz Yiram Hayam Umelo Yalo Sadai V'Chol Asher Bo Yainai Az Yiranenu Kalat Seyar Lifnei Adonai Kiva Kiva lishpot haaretz yishpot tevel b'tzedek ve'amim be'emunato yananana 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 yananana. Turn to page 12 for Romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Page 13. Mizmor LeDavid, Havu Ladonai Bnei Elim, Havu Ladonai Kavod Baoz, Yainai, Havu Ladonai Kevod Shemo Yishtachavu Ladonai B'Hadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai Al Hamayim El HaKavod Hirim, Adonai Almayim Rabim Kol Adonai Bakoach Yainai Kol Adonai Behadar Kol Adonai Shaber Arazim Vaishaber Adonai Et Arzei Havanon Vayar Kidem Kemo Egel Lebanon, Vesirion, Kemo ben Re'emim, Yainai, Kol Adonai, Chotzev Lavotesh, Kol Adonai, Yachil Midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, kol Adonai yechol el hayalot. Vayechesof ye'arot uvechalot kulo omer kavod nai Adonai lama bu yeshev Adonai melech leolam Adonai osli amo yitein Adonai yivarech et amo b'shalom. Yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, nai, nai. Yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, nai, yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, 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 yai, nai, 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 nai. Lecha Dodi on page 15. Lecha Dodi liikra kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi liikra kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmi'anu el hamichad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem ol tiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor ha'beracha merosh mikedem nisukha sof ma'aseh v'machshavat chila lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. Bottom of 17. Yaminu smolti frotzi v'et Adonai ta'aritzi al yadish ben tartzi v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. We turn and face the entrance. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'v'tzala toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala pene Shabbat nekabela. And to any mourners who may be here tonight, hamakom yinachem etchem b'toch sha'arav le'tzion v'Yerushalayim. May God comfort you among the more other mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We can be seated. Page 19. Mizmor shir liyom haShabbat tov lehodot la'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon ulezamer l'shimcha elyon lahagid baboker chasdecha ve'emunatcha baleilot ale asar v'ale navel ale higayon b'chinor mizmor shir liyom haShabbat tov lehodot la'Adonai ulezamer l'shimcha elyon ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. We continue silently. Tzadikatam ar yifrak erez balvanon yizgesh tulim bebet Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrihu od yenuben beseva Shenim v'rananim yiyu l'hagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri v'lo avlatavo Adonai malaki lavesh lavesh Adonai osi tazar aftikon tevel baltimot nachum kisacha meaz me'olam ata nasu narot Adonai nasu narot kolam yisu narot ochyam mi kolot mayim rabim adirim mishpereyam adir b'marom Adonai edotecha nehemnu meod levetecha nava kodesh Adonai leorech yamim. Please rise as we do the call to prayer, formal call to prayer, the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. We can be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'dbaro ma'ariv aravim. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or mavir yom v'mei v'layla mavdil ben yom v'mei layla Adonai tzavaot shemo el chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai HaMa'ariv aravim. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadata Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shachvenu uv'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha li'olam va'ed ki hem chayenu v'yorech yamenu u'vahem negei yomam v'layla v'yavacha al tasir mimenu li'olamim baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Page 25. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, v'chol levavcha, v'chol nafshecha, v'chol me'odecha, v'hayu hadbarim ha'eleh, Asher anochi mitzavcha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha v'lachtecha b'derech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam liot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot b'neinecha Uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We continue silently. L'man tizkaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kadoshim Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher atzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. I'm going to continue on page 32 once I move this back up. Umalchut Avratzon Kidlu Alehem Moshe Bnei Israel Lecha Anu Shira B'Simcha Rabba V'Yamru Chulam Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai Mi Chamocha Nedar B'Kodesh Nora Tehiloto Sefele Malchutecha Ra'u Vanecha Bokei Hayam Lifnei Moshe Ze'eli Anu V'Yamru Adonai Yimloch Li'olam Va'ed V'nemar Kifad Adonai et Yaakov V'galu miyad chazak mimenu Baruch Ata Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. We're on page 33, Hashkivenu. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Ushmor Tzeitenu Uvoenu L'Chaim U'Shalom Me'ata V'Yad Olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu L'Shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'Chaim. Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Baruch Ata Adonai HaPorei Sukkot Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Amo Yisrael V'al Yerushalayim. Please rise for V'Shamru, middle of page 34. V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Toratam Berit Olam Beini V'Bnei Yisrael Oti Li'olam Oti Li'olam Oti Li'olam V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Toratam Berit Olam Ki Shesha Yamim Asa Adonai Et HaShamayim V'et HaAretz V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Dorotam Berit Olam Uvayom HaShvi'i Shabbat Vayinafash Shabbat Vayinafash Shabbat Vayinafash V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasot et HaShabbat L'Dorotam Berit Olam. The Chatzi Kaddish on 35. Yikadal v'yikadash Shemei Rabbah V'yomad Yivrach Yirateh V'yamlich Malchuteh V'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedecho Beit Yisrael V'gala u'vizman kariv imaru Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'alam u'l'me'omaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach Yitbar v'yiramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Kudasha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yalma v'yimeru Amen. The silent Amidah begins on 37. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol et uv'chol sha'a b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. I am going to call on my son Garrett, who has just moved back here from Chicago to the Bay Area. And he came to shul his first week and marked the record there for a sticker. And he's going to do the Matbea Tefillah.
Vayichulu hashamayim v'haaretz v'chol tzivam vayich Elohim bayom hashvi melachto asher asa vayishpot bayom hashvi mikol melachto asher asa vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi vayikadesh oto kivo shavat mikol melachto asher bara Elohim lasot Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Konei Shamayim va'aretz, Magen Avot bidvaro, Mechaye Metim b'mamaro, Ha'el Hakadosh she'en kamohu, Hameniach le'amo, v'yom Shabbat kodsho, kivam ratza lehaniach lahem, kivam ratza lehaniach lahem, lefanav navod behira v'fachad, v'nodeh lishmo bechol yom tamid, me'ein habrachot. El HaHodaot Adon HaShalom Mekadesh HaShabbat U'Mvarech Shvi U'Meniach B'Kedusha Le'Yomei Dushnei Oneg Zecher Le'Maaseh V'Reshit Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu Ritzei v'Imnuchatenu Kadshenu b'mitzvotecha v'tein chalkenu b'toratecha Sabenu mituvecha v'samchenu b'shuatecha v'taher libenu Le'yovdecha be'emet V'hanchilenu Adonai Eloheinu Be'ahava u'veratzon Shabbat kodshecha Ve'anuchu v'Yisrael Mekadshei shemecha Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Kaddish Shalem, page 53. Yikadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah, v'yamad yivrach rotei, v'yamlich machotei, v'chayachon v'yamechon, u'chayet achol beit Yisrael, v'agalav izman karei v'imeru. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם עולם עלמיה. יברך וישתבח ויבער ותשמם ויתנשא, וידבר ותלה ותלל שמי לקודשה. לעילה בין כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירם בעלמה ואימרו. תקבל צד הון ובת ההון דכל ישראל, כל דמה והון וישמעיה ואימרו. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו וכל ישראל ואימרו. עושה שלום מרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו וכל ישראל ואימרו.
And we'll take a quick pause. You can close your books for 1 second. The rabbi usually talks about the presidents. I'm not going to do that. But I will mention just quickly, if I could get this to stay up for me, something out of the Parsha this week, which is Pinchas. And so Pinchas, a little bit of a continuation from our last Parsha. And then we take a census of all the people. They're getting ready to divide up the land. And then there's a really interesting story that especially women, I think, will like, about the daughters of Zelophehad. And Zelophehad was a man who had died. He had 5 daughters. He didn't have any sons. And lo and behold, as they're bringing down the law to figure out how to split up the land in all the tribes, there was an omission. And they didn't have any sons, Zelophehad, and so they weren't going to get any land, and their family name would be lost. And the daughters decided that they were going to take this up with Moshe, and they did, and they brought their case forward, and Moshe brought it to God. He's like, you bring up a good point, and lo and behold, they won their case, and they were able to get the land, even though it didn't start off that way. So, you know, the rabbi, I think, earlier in the year had talked about where women had some prominence in some of the parshiot. This might be one of the best examples right here of women really being in the forefront of this story. And there's a few things here, I think, that pointed out to me. First of all, here they are in this society where women aren't really very prominent. We know that. And they're in this camp where all the tribes are supposed to be in certain places. And in the center is the tent of meeting. And the tablets that came from Sinai, and all the chieftains and the men were meeting in this one place. They came out from their tent, nobody asked them to, and walked right up into the kind of power circle there, right next to the tent of meeting, where Moshe and these people were, and Eleazar the priest, and the chieftains of all the families, and they brought forward their case. So what possessed them? How could they, you know, bring up the courage to do this? Well, a few things I think it points out about something that you believe in when you really have, you know something's wrong and you want to fix it. Number one, they waited for the right time. So, I mean, sometimes something bothers you, but it's kind of hypothetical, or you're worried something might happen. They waited until this law was coming down and this is what was going to happen if they didn't step in. So they were timely in terms of when they did it. Secondly, they had their facts and their history right. So they mentioned that, look, our father, Zelophehad, did not align with Korach. He was not, you know, in any of these uprisings, you know, and so there's no reason that we should be left out of this. And that our family name wouldn't continue, and that really the law just didn't consider this. Apparently was unusual that there not be any males and no male heirs, and so they brought this up and in fact won their case. So for me, it was a good reminder, if you believe in something, if you really know in your heart that it's wrong, to stand up for it. And, you know, make sure you have your facts, make sure you do it at the right time. And lo and behold, if you really feel it, I think you can prevail. So with that, we will continue. Baruch Tiyeh. Let's see, we are on this blue a little bit. Yeah, we'll bless the children, since there are a couple here. So for boys, we say, Yisimcha Elohim k'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. For girls, Yisimecha Elohim k'Sara Rivka Rachel v'Leah. Yivarach Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And we'll continue with the Aleinu on 57. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latei kedula liotzer reshit shelo asanu kegoye haratzot ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד ארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומי. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבת אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת, אין עוד, אין עוד. ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. We may be seated. This Shabbat, we lovingly recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends whose yahrzeits we observed during the week of 23-29 Tammuz. Rebecca Barrell, Irving Bromberg, Steve Ellis, Ira Glasser, Elmer Glick, Samuel Gold, Anna Lee Greenstein, Eleanor Greenstein, Rose Jacobs, Joseph Kaplan, Edward F. Klinger, Ray Levitt, Sylvia Levinson, Josephine Lutz, Edith Moss, Sam Moss, Douglas Andrew Ross, Elaine Rubin, Howard Rubin, Henry Alton Schmulowitz, Michael Shaw, Israel Shepard, Lawrence W. Stone, Kenneth Kessler, and David Sifrin. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. And the Mourner's Kaddish is on page 61. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrach hiruteh, v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayeh d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach, le'olam olomei omaya, yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei d'kudashah b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May those who you've come to say Kaddish for be a blessing to you always. Okay, let's see what we have in the way of announcements. Shabbat services tomorrow will be at 9:30 in the sanctuary. All are welcome. You don't need to sign up anymore. And let's see, Jacqueline Palchek, in the rabbi's absence, will be leading most of the davening, and Rabbi Andrew Berlin will also, I believe, be giving the drash and making sure we do everything correctly. Let's see, this week, the Gan and office are closed on Monday for the 4th of July. There is Minyan on Monday at 8 o'clock. It's in the sanctuary as well as on Thursday. Weekly Torah study is at 9 o'clock. If you're interested, contact Rabbi Bloom. We are doing it by Zoom still for the time being until we find a good spot to land. There's Adult Hebrew Level 2 with Susan Simon at 7 p.m. on July 7th, Wednesday. And also at 9 o'clock on Saturdays, Susan does a taste of text study at 9 o'clock. That's on Zoom. So you're welcome to join in that. Anything else I missed? Anybody? Nope. Okay. Thank you all very much for coming tonight. And we have a lovely night here in Oakland, very sunny and warmer than usual. So we're thankful for that. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's true. Yeah. Okay, we'll conclude with Yigdal. It's on page 63. Yigdal Elohim Chai v'yishtabach nimtza v'yenet el metziuto echad v'yen yachid k'yichudo nelam b'gam en sof liachduto en lo demut haguf v'yeno guf lo na'aroch elav kedushato kadmon l'chol davar asher nivra Rishon v'yen reshit l'reshito Hino adon olam l'chol notzar Yoreh gedulato u'malchuto Shefan nevuato natano El anshe segulato v'tifarto Lo kam v'Yisrael kamo she'od Navi umabit et temunato Toratem et natan li'amoel Al yad nevio neman beto Lo yachalif ha'el v'lo yamir dato Li'olamim l'zulato Tzofeh v'yodea setarenu Mabit l'sof davar b'kadmato Gomel ish chesed k'mifalo Noten l'rasha ra k'rishato Yishlach l'ketz yamin meshichenu Liftot mechakeketz yeshuato Metim Yechayael v'rov chasto Baruch atei ad shem tehilato Metim Yechayael v'rov chasto Baruch atei ad shem tehilato. Shabbat shalom. Baruch Tieh.